Can I help you?
Nope.
Okay, you know you're not allowed to take pictures in here?
Of course I can.
No, you can't.
It's a public area.
What's that?
It's a public area. I can take pictures of anything I want.
Really? And what's your name?
None of your business is what my name is.
Really?
Yep. What's your name?
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
You can ask all you want. What's your name, sir?
My name is George.
George what? Are you refusing to tell me your name?
I just did.
What's your last name?
I'm not allowed to do that.
You're not allowed to give it out?
No.
You're a public official in the course of your public duties. You're obligated to give it out. This is the New Britain Post Office being rude to their customers.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Just go.
Thank you.
George is about to get educated today.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir, you need to leave. You can't be in here taking pictures.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Do not come close. Do not come close.
You need to leave.
I will knock you on your,
I will call
your
the police.
fucking ass if
I
you
will
come
call
near
the
me
po- I
again.
will call your
Go
police
ahead.
on you. I
Go
will call the
ahead.
police
You
on
just
you.
assaulted me.
I didn't touch you, working jet.
That's great, right? Thank you.
George, what's that lady's name who just assaulted me? George. What's that lady's name who just assaulted me? This is a New Britain New Britain Post Office being rude to their customers, telling them they have to leave. Good, how are you?
Good.
What's your name and badge number?
Officer B, badge 512.
Good. How you doing?
Doing well. What's going on today?
I'm out here exercising my constitutionally protected rights to film in public.
Okay. That's fine. So, just understand that. You know, they asked you-
didn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. It's a bone chiller.
They didn't. They don't want you to be inside here.
It's tough luck. I'm allowed to go inside and I'm allowed to...
I think because it's a federal building, I think they prohibit any kind of photography
They don't.
inside.
There's a poster in there called Form 7
Okay.
that says that the members of the public are allowed to film and photograph in the facility. So they should get familiar with their own publications. And if you want, I'll show you where it is.
No, I'll go.
And that lady assaulted me. She came up right to me and she put her hand on my camera.
Lady inside.
Yep,
Okay. Is she one of the employees here?
yep.
So what brings you?
And I told
today?
her that if she touched me again, I would defend myself.
Okay. She didn't obviously touch you again.
She did not touch me. That's what she said. I'm gonna
What's
call
your
the
name,
cops.
sir?
I'm not gonna give that to you.
Do you have an ID?
I do have an ID. I'm also not gonna give that to you.
Okay. So, you know that obviously I'm not here to bust your chops or anything like that. I just have to identify who you are. Make sure that
You
there's
can
not-
refer to me as sir.
from the area.
I lived in Connecticut all my life. So, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, I want to say thank you for being cool.
No problem.
You're a good police officer.
Said I'm not here to harass anybody. Do anything. Just call.
I wasn't trying to harass anybody either. I was just trying to take pictures and photographs as I'm allowed to do. And they're the ones that said, you got to get out of here, you need a badge, all these things. They're not familiar with their own policies.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not very familiar with theirs either. I just know they may have different.
You want me to show you? It's
No,
right in the
yeah,
lobby there.
there.
It's called Form 7. I'm not going to stop my camera, but I took a picture of it to make sure that they had the right form up, and they do. And it said, members of the public are allowed to photograph and video in public. And it kind of surprised me that they're not familiar with their own policies.
You're doing business or just coming to stop in?
Just coming to stop in and take some pictures. I just want you to know I'm not armed or anything like that. If you want to pat me down, you're welcome to do so. There's a watch in my pocket here, so I want you to think that's a weapon. I just bought a brand new watch, so I put the new one on and put the old one on.
Nice looking watch.
Yeah. It's a little big.
Yeah.
I'm not a big guy, and it kind of takes up my whole wrist.
Yep.
How you doing, boss?
Yeah, I just doesn't want him back here.
Okay.
But I mean, they may not want me back, but did they recognize the fact that I'm allowed to come back in?
It only says media, and if
Okay.
it's going to be used for meetings or whatever.
Okay.
So if
Well, the First Amendment guarantees the freedom of the press. I'm a member of the press.
You are okay. Well, that makes sense then. Okay.
All right.
So
Can I
you
get
said-
your name and badge number?
Yeah, Solik.
Solik?
Yeah,
All
ID
right.
338.
All right. When I get done doing this, I'm going to stop by and do commendations for both you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, like I said, we're not here to really,
Yep, I know.
bust your chops. They just don't want you back in there. So,
Yeah.
recording.
But I just want you to know that I may go back in there.
just
Well, he
don't
doesn't want
record
you
though.
back in there. That's the thing.
Well, they don't get to say that.
The postmaster does, yes.
No, they do not.
He can.
He cannot do that. Did you read the form?
I read part of the form where it mentioned media.
Right.
Media, photographs, and filming.
And I'm a
area.
member of the media.
Okay. Do you have any ID that says you're a member of the media?
I don't need ID to be a member of the media.
It would be nice if you had it.
Every one of us, you, me, all of us are included as members of the media. The First Amendment guarantees that right.
Okay.
I have the right to document what public officials are doing in public, just the way I'm documenting with you guys.
Okay.
They don't have the right to tell me I can't do that. You guys, with all due respect, don't have the right to tell me I can't do that.
What, film? You can film what you want.
And you can't tell me,
fine.
and you can tell me they don't want me back in there, But if I want to go back in there, I'm going to do it. And they're not allowed to tell me to get out.
Yeah, but you'd be subject to arrest at that point.
No, I would not.
I mean, it's a federal building.
Right? It's a public building.
Yeah, the post
Members of the public are allowed to be in there. Members of the press are allowed to be in there. Members of the press are allowed to be in there taking photographs and video. You cannot they cannot trespass me off public property unless I've committed a crime. You know that, don't you?
The crime would be to walk back in there.
How?
Because he conveyed to me that he does not want you back.
He doesn't.
In the building,
He doesn't get to say that.
And then I'm conveying that to you.
He doesn't get to tell me I can or can't come into a public building.
I mean, ultimately, like I said, they called us here.
I get
because
that.
there was
I know
some
you guys
sort of-
have to come. You guys have to make sure I'm
because
not.
You were creating some sort of what they called,
Well,
disturbance
that's
or whatever,
not
because
that's
they were
not
recording.
true.
And I know
They're the ones that created the
Okay.
disturbance.
So they asked you not to record. You continue to record because you're exercising your right.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
He doesn't wish for you to come back in there because the altercation that you guys had in there, which you stated that a female staff member put her hands on you.
Correct.
So the best course of action is for you not to go back into the building. They don't want you back in. We're telling you not to go.
that may be the case. Okay. But with all due respect, Officer Heath, you're not allowed to tell me I can't go back in there. He's not allowed to tell me I can't go back in there. I'm a member of the public.
Where's that written?
Let me go talk to the.
What do you mean? Where's that written? How can you trespass me
Well, I've
off
never
public
heard,
property?
well, I mean, if somebody was in the Goodwill store and they created
That's private.
and they created a disturbance.
That's private.
Okay, how about Price Right? Is that private?
Private. This is public.
Okay, how about the
This
police
is-
station?
Public.
Okay. We've ordered several people not to come back into the police station because
Okay.
they've caused a
Probably
disturbance
unlawfully. Probably unlawfully.
Correct. Correct.
With all due respect, you're not allowed to trespass somebody off public property unless they've committed a crime. Filming is not a crime.
Correct. It's not. I agree.
And their policies specifically state that it's not a crime. It specifically states that it's allowed.
Okay.
So what possible justification could they have for telling me I can't go back in? What if I want to mail a stamp?
Well, the problem is there was other post office workers there that may have felt a little threatened by you.
Threatened?
Yeah.
With a camera?
I don't know. I'm not them, so I can't speak.
Do you feel threatened with a camera?
No, I don't.
You get photographed all the time in the course of your duties.
You're absolutely right.
They should get used to it too.
Yeah.
They're public employees in doing the public's business.
Correct.
We have a right to hold them accountable for what they do.
Okay.
If they're in there loafing around, wasting time, then that's a matter of public interest, and I'm allowed to document it and disseminate that information. Maybe that's what they're doing, and maybe that's why they don't want me in there.
Could be.
Right?
I'm not going to speak for them,
But I mean, why would somebody come up to somebody who's exercising their rights, tell a citizen, a member of the public who they're supposed to serve? Why would they come up to tell them, and you have to get out of here, and put their hands on them? Why would they do that?
I don't know. I can't speak for them. I don't know. The only thing I can think of is you made a couple of the employees nervous, and that was it.
By doing what?
I don't know.
I basically, I didn't say a word to them.
I know.
I didn't say a word to them. I was just, the first thing they said to me was, you can't film in here. And I said, of course I can. That's all I said.
I can't speak rationally on really how people feel. I mean, I can walk into a store with my uniform on, and some people will feel nervous just because I'm standing there with my uniform on.
Right.
That's not my fault.
No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. And you've got a gun. I've just got a camera.
I know. Hide that.
But I mean, you know, from my perspective, their feelings don't trump
Yeah.
my rights.
Correct.
They can feel uncomfortable, but that doesn't make what I'm doing unlawful.
Correct.
It doesn't make what my ability to go in there go away.
Yeah, I understand that.
So I may or may not go back in there, but I'm telling you, they're not allowed to kick me out.
Okay.
All right, so I just talked to the postmaster as well.
Yeah.
And he did confirm the fact that he spoke to you as well as the female manager that was here. And the posting in there, since it's a federal building, which has a lot of private information, you have to get permission to go in there as a media member to record.
That's not what it says.
Because there is some obviously there's some private information that
Right,
people
but-
don't really want out there.
Right, but they can, but if they want to protect the public's privacy, they need to go somewhere else besides in there.
Okay, so just from here on out, for today, he doesn't wish for you to go back in there.
All right.
Obviously, because of the little interaction you guys had.
All right.
He said, you know, you can come back, but just not today because he's a little worried because you guys had a little conflict back and forth.
Conflict. He
Okay.
said it wasn't. I'm sorry.
Yep,
Go
that's
ahead.
fine.
Did I cut you off?
No,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
just going to let you know where. So you're not allowed back in there today. All right?
Says who?
Says me. And if you do go
Sir,
back
you're
in
not
there-
allowed to do that.
Okay. So
You
I'm
are
telling
not
now
allowed.
that the postmaster doesn't want you to back in there for the reason I just told you.
All right.
You're recording in a place where he asked you not to.
But he
because
doesn't
you're not
get-
a media of the member.
Yeah, I
You're
am.
not on
I
public-
am.
You're not on business right now.
Of course I am. Of course I am.
Show me your credentials.
I don't need to show you credentials. We are all members of the public.
Okay.
We are
No,
all
you're
members.
of course you're a member
we're,
of the
we're
public.
all members of the media.
Okay.
Every single
So
one
you
of
have
us.
to get-
Like
you have-
media, like Channel 3, 30.
Yeah, you have
Yes.
to get permission to go inside.
That
there
is
and
that
record.
is not accurate.
Okay.
I challenge
So
you on that.
Okay. So if you want, you can follow up with somebody else. But for today, if they don't want
What's
you back in there.
what's
that's
gonna
all
what's
we're
gonna
asking
happen
you
if
not
I
to
go
do.
back in there? You gonna arrest me
You can be arrested. Yeah.
for what?
For trespassing.
You cannot trespass me on public property unless I've committed a crime.
Okay.
You know that, officer.
Okay, so
You know that.
You're creating a disturbance
No.
inside by not
Abs-
following. You're not abiding by their request for you not to record.
I'm not
It's as
I'm
simple
not
as that.
obligated to abide by their request.
If you don't have permission to record in a federal
I don't
building-
need permission to record. Their pamphlet says I don't need permission to record.
So
Doesn't it say that? Did you
I
read
don't
it?
want to make a huge deal out of this because I don't think it
Well,
really
you
needs
are
to.
making a huge
No,
deal out
I'm
of it
just
because
asking you
you're
not to go back
threatening.
in there.
Well, okay, thank you, but I have the right to respectfully refuse your request.
And you also weren't in there doing any business. You were just kind of hanging out in the corner.
We don't need to be in
so
there
we
doing
could
business.
we get people that we get
It's
calls
not
that
loitering.
Just hang out here.
It's not loitering.
You weren't doing anything
Right.
business wise.
But I respectfully disagree that I wasn't doing business. I was doing the business of keeping our public officials accountable.
Okay.
That's the business that I was doing. And that's in business that I'm entitled to do without being impeded by you or them. I mean, I don't want to get arrested. I'm almost 50 years old. I've never been put in cuffs in all my life. All right.
I don't want that to happen either.
Right.
It's not what,
You
that's
can see
absolutely
that
not
I'm a
what I
reason.
want
You
to
can
do.
see that I'm a reasonable man.
Okay.
All right, and I'm a well-educated man.
Okay.
Okay, but the bottom line is they're not allowed to say, "I don't want him back in here." It's a public building. I am a member of the public. I can go in there. I wasn't creating a disturbance. They're the ones who created the disturbance. I didn't say a word to them. There was no public being disturbed
All right, so
until they raised their voices at me.
we just come to an understanding that you don't need to go back in there. So is that?
What kind of understanding? What do I get out of that?
I mean, very simple. You just don't need to go back in there.
But I don't need a reason to go back. The reason I can go back in there is to continue what I was doing unimpeded. I wasn't done yet.
All right. Well, I'm asking you not to go back in there.
All right. Okay. I'm going to ask you again.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
You're asking me.
Yep.
Okay. Man to man. Okay. Police officer to citizen. Okay. That's not something I need to follow, is it?
Well, I'm giving you an order not to go back in there.
Oh, you're giving me an order not to go back in there. Based on what?
Can we finish? We're good?
Yeah, I'm going back in there.
Okay, so we gotta take off.
All right, good. Hey, you guys have a great day. Stay safe. And you can roll your eyes all you want, George. You don't get to tell me what to do. Well, that's it. First Amendment audit fail, New Britain Post Office.